ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ಯಾ?
ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್.
ಸೂಪರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೂಪರ್.
India can feed across the globe. We have that much of potential of this technology.
Root, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I've never touched a root before for some reason. What happens to the farmers then? Because now everybody becomes a farmer.
India will awake to light freedom.
When you think cricket, you think Sachin Tendulkar. When you think football, you think of Lionel Messi. When you think of traffic, Bengaluru is a cliche. No, Garden City has become Pardon City because the water table since 1997 has shrunk drastically. And at the rate at which we are going,
Almost always, the fresh fruits and vegetables that we find at the grocery store have been trucked or shipped in from somewhere else, especially if you live in a city like New York, like I do. And all this traveling affects the nutrients in them, meaning they're not as good for you as they should be, not to mention the impact it has on the environment. But there might be a solution right behind me in these shipping containers. The way we get our food is completely messed up. In fact, on average, our produce travels 1,500 miles before getting to us.
This kale is certainly much healthier than having a bag of potato chips, but not all kale is created equal, so to speak. As soon as a vegetable or a fruit is picked, it starts deteriorating. There is a nutrient loss that is happening every day. So your body
out of food and water. But today, I have a solution which I think is absolutely wonderful. Let me introduce you to Woolies Farming.
Small clusters and make it viable. Every home we are envisioning rooftop farm.
Yeah.
Every rooftop in future have to be a farm.
So like essentially my apartment, then I have a farm. So Sharma aunty is picking tomatoes, Balla uncle is picking potatoes.
Exactly.
So everybody is becoming self-sufficient.
Water is mixed with nutrients and directly sprayed on the roots in their enclosed chambers 24/7. All of this is regulated and surveilled.
What is the complete solution that Woolly farming brings to the table?
Woolly is a social enterprise.
Okay.
We are focusing on building better society and better planet. Basically, in developing countries, around 2 lakh people dies each year due to pesticide poisoning. So, growing own food is one of the best solution to get fresh food and without disturbing the nature. So, we want to distribute the capex into multiple, like small clusters and make it viable.
Unlike regular farming, aeroponic farming is not dependent on the climate cycle, which essentially means the yield can be 12 times that of regular farming.
So Nitin, how is this technology going to change farming in India?
So we are mainly focusing on 2 technologies basically. One is distributed ledger and predictive analytics.
Just went above the head, but continue.
So distributed ledger, we are tracking all the data coming in the farms like a network database, and predictive analytics we are using for growth analytics. In the platform what we are collecting is the thermal cameras we have, and 24 bars when we are taking the data out from the plant farms. Like based on the color change, we can identify what's the nutrition deficiency in the roots. Plants show the nutrition deficiency, everything based on the color.
So what you do is essentially you are tracking the plant. You're like stalking the plant.
Yep, everything. And helping the grower in their community what to do in the farm.
So Mother Nature is being watched by Mother Server. Believe this or not, aeroponic farming gives us 5 to 20 times the yield of normal farming. If a crop normally takes 90 to 120 days, aeroponic farming will do it in 70 days.
Say there's someone like me who's watching this right now and he just wants to understand Woolly's farming.
If you have a terrace, you can install Woolly farms on your rooftop. And if you don't have a terrace, you can install our kitchen garden in your balconies or kitchen.
Right.
And you can eat fresh vegetables.
Oh wow. So good, man.
So this is a mini farm. Like growing in this unit is really difficult because in balconies we don't get that much of light.
Yeah.
So we grow plants in rooftops.
So you have a set list of plants.
Then you can order it.
Yeah.
It's a live lettuce, live plants.
Yeah.
We grow in our rooftops.
Wow.
And we deliver you like this with a pot with nutrition water inside.
So this is the root.
Root, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I've never touched a root before for some reason. Okay.
And you can keep in this unit for one more week.
Yeah.
And you can, whenever you need, you can pluck it and
Just eat it?
Yeah, pluck it and eat.
So I can't talk at the same time. I can do one thing. Okay.
So you can order our plants, like whatever growing in your area.
Do I call you?
You can
Oh,
order.
you have an app.
The guys will come in our farms and harvest it and deliver you. Farm to fork, the time of delivery is only 5 hours.
That's about it.
That's about it. That freshness you won't get in anywhere in India.
So what about the water?
It's around 15% of water only. Like
Okay.
in traditional agriculture, it's around, if it is 100%.
Yeah.
In our system, it's only 15%.
If conventional farming uses 100,000 liters of water, aeroponic farming uses only 6,000, which is incredible because at some point we may run out of water.
Now everybody is doing 100 years back farming.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable. And the water quality is really bad. Like you can't use those water because it's have really bad heavy metals, pesticides.
Industrial waste and untreated sewage have rendered 50% of Bengaluru's groundwater to be unfit.
So what is the future? Are we all becoming farmers or what?
So we have good sunlight, and if we can adopt India as a whole, we can adopt controlled environment farming. India can feed across the globe. We have that much of potential of this technology.
ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋದು ಹಳೇದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ರೈತರು ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಕ್ಕೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಸಿಟಿಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳಿರಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಸ್ಟೇರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಟೇರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮನೆಗಾಗುವಂತ ತರಕಾರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾರ ಡೈಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಬಹುದು. ಸಿಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಆಯ್ತು, ಬನ್ನಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಿನ್ನೋಣ.
The methods new, but the tools are still useful. This is the greatest vegetable party I've ever had. No sickles, no plows, no bulls. Just you, your terrace, and Woolly farming. Think about it. This could be the healthy future.
Farmville is a thing of the past. Home farming is the future. Catch a new episode of the Tech Probe exclusively on the India Times Facebook page. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
So you're buying a bag of spinach that was grown in California and was picked and sitting in cold storage and then washed and dried and sitting in cold storage some more and then sent to a packer to put into those cellophane bags and sealed and then in cold storage again and then gone on a truck or a train and come across the United States and goes into a distribution center and sits some more, and each day there's this nutrient loss. Is it bad for you? It's not bad for you, but it doesn't have that like spinach benefit that you think you're getting, that you've conditioned yourself into believing that you're getting.
But there's one guy who thinks he has a solution. And he's Elon Musk's brother, Kimball.
Eric, are you excited to meet him?
I'm stoked.
Hello. Nice to meet you. What do you think is wrong with the way Americans currently or in the past have gotten their food?
The two different paradigms in food today is industrial food, which is frankly food that doesn't taste very good. It's high calorie, low nutrients, and real food is a way to think about food that is better for you and tastes better. Opportunity we have, the challenge we have in front of us is real food for everyone. And technology now enables it to be delicious. It's certainly better tasting than food that's shipped across the country. And in a city like New York, almost everything is shipped across the country for most of the year. And so we came up with this idea to do indoor farming in the city. And we're doing it in Brooklyn, 10 farms, the same containers you see on the back of ships. We turn them into an indoor farm, the equivalent of a 2-acre outdoor farm in the heart of Brooklyn.
All right, now back to Brooklyn.
So it is the dead of winter, and I am in a parking lot in the middle of Brooklyn where there are currently 10 shipping containers that are growing a variety of produce. These guys aren't using any soil, and they're using as much water as we typically use in our daily showers, which is crazy to me. Let's take a look inside. Hello.
Hi! How are you?
Good. Well, so this is your farm.
This is my farm.
How many things are you growing in here?
We have arugula, radicchio, minutina, pak choy, kale, lettuces.
When you think about farming in the middle of a city, you've really got to think about resources in a very different way, right? The first resource you think about is space. So this farm is built inside a 320 square foot shipping container, but on an annual yield basis, you're able to get as much food as you would do from a 1 or a 2 acre outdoor farm. It's kind of crazy how much food you can grow in a very tiny footprint.
They also control the climate, so they can grow anything all year round.
Yeah, this is some of the new stuff I've seeded, which is pretty cool. In the middle, I have a lettuce mix, 6 different varieties. This climate allows me to grow multiple things, and I personally am just really excited to try a bunch of stuff. I have some strawberries and poppies at the front of the farm that are really cool. They're pretty adorable. They're just the leaves right now. I get really excited about it, but you know.
The next resource that you really think about is water usage. So in these systems, water drips down through the irrigation system. It's mixed with the right level of nutrients. Gravity does its thing and feeds the plant. And then the water is all captured in a tray at the bottom and is then recirculated. In fact, this whole farm runs on about 8 gallons of water a day, which is like less than your shower.
And that's 95% less water than an outdoor farm would use.
It's like you have an entire forest in here. I love it.
These look good.
This is like the first time in a while that I've been craving a salad.
It's got a little bit of like a zing at the end.
Yeah, good. Okay, cheers.
The other resource that we think about is electricity, right, and energy. So you'll notice these pink lights all over the farm. The reason for that is that actually the spectrum of light that the plant uses is the red and the blue spectrum. It doesn't need all of the other colors, right? And so what we do is we only push in the frequency of light that the plant needs to grow.
Despite this, energy use overall is still a problem. In fact, 50% of Square Root's costs go to electricity. This is an issue many indoor farms have run into, and some have had to close because of it.
All of these projects are important, but in order to do it, they need to heat, they need to have lights, and so there's so much energy costs to grow locally. So a small scale one is never going to be able to be sustainable economically.
And so is this the most energy efficient that it could be, or is there kind of room for improvement?
Oh, there's so much room for improvement. We are at the very, very early beginning stages of this whole industry, right? I would love to figure out how we put solar on the roof of the farms, right? So we can take these farms completely off the grid. So literally every day, we're thinking about ways to make this more sustainable and more cost effective, quite frankly.
So what is the solution in a city like New York where so much of our produce is coming from quite far away?
I think that any project that engages with our food and the human connection with people understanding where their food comes from is great. But it's still not a solution to be able to feed a city of 8+ million people. Even if it's heavily funded, even if the price drops, it's still one solution, but not the only solution.
To be honest, what this has made me realize is that I think I really do want to go into farming. Given the growing population and densification of cities, like we don't really have a choice. We can't just not grow enough food for the people that are living here. But yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that this is definitely part of the future of food.